Some cases don't leave you, not because they're complicated, but because they feel too real. Because they feel like something that could happen to anyone. Not in some dark alley on the edge of the world, but right in a place you recognize. Right in a town that feels familiar. A place where you think you're safe. A summer night, friends, music, a ride home, a short walk to the front door, and then silence. Today is the story of a case that shook an entire country. A disappearance that felt like a nightmare with no ending for months. And then, years later, an unexpected turn suddenly set everything in motion again. This is the story of a teenage girl who just wanted to get home and never made it. Chapter 1: The Last Night. It's the night of July 10th, 2016. A 17-year-old girl spends the evening with her friends, and nothing about it feels unusual. Nothing feels off. It's one of those nights that feels light, carefree, normal. The kind of night where you don't think about danger, because you don't expect danger. Then, sometime in the early morning hours, she decides to head home. She arrives at the train station in her town around 4 a.m., and at that hour, the station is almost empty. It's quiet. The streets feel deserted. And that's the part people don't think about until later. Because when no one is there to see anything, no one is there to help. She leaves the station and starts walking, on foot, alone, just a little further, and she'll be home. But then something happens, something you don't even fully understand at first, because it's so sudden. She never arrives. During her walk, she keeps messaging with her friends, telling them that everything is okay. No sign that anything went wrong. And at some point, her phone goes silent, and from that moment on, it's like she disappears. Chapter 2: The First Hours: Hope and Panic. In the beginning, hope is always stronger than fear, because your mind wants a simple explanation, a normal explanation. Maybe she stayed at someone's place. Maybe she changed her mind. Maybe her phone battery died. But then minutes turn into hours, and nobody hears anything. And that's when hope turns into unease, and unease turns into panic. Her family raises the alarm. The police get involved. And what happens next becomes one of the largest search operations the country has seen in a long time. Volunteers show up. Emergency teams move in. Search dogs are brought out. Everyone is looking for something, anything, that could lead to her. They search paths, fields, wooded areas. They check the surroundings of the train station again and again. But from the very start, the case is difficult, because there's no clear place to begin, no confirmed crime scene, no secured location, no obvious signs of a struggle, just one last known point, the train station, on that summer night, and a girl who is suddenly gone. Police look at different possibilities: an accident, a voluntary disappearance, or a crime. But the longer the search goes on, the more one thought starts to take over. A thought nobody wants to say out loud, that someone may have intercepted her. Right at the moment, she believed the worst part of the night was already behind her. Chapter 3: Months of Uncertainty. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and time like that changes everything. At first, people are focused on action, searching, calling, sharing information, doing something. But as the weeks pass, uncertainty becomes its own kind of torture. The public starts following the case closely. People share photos, tips, possible sightings. Online, the case turns into constant discussion, theories, hope, fear, and questions that never stop. And the reason people can't let go of it is simple. It feels personal, because everyone can picture it. A teenage girl walking home, a town she knows, a route that should have been safe. For the family, it becomes almost unbearable. You live in this space between two thoughts. Maybe she'll walk through the door any second, and maybe she's already gone. And every single day without answers makes that space feel smaller and darker. Meanwhile, the police come under more and more pressure. Later, it becomes known that mistakes may have been made during the investigation. And in a case like this, mistakes matter, because every hour matters. Could things have been done earlier? Could certain clues have been treated differently? Those are questions people often ask only after the fact. But for loved ones, it doesn't feel like after the fact. It feels like time slipping away and never coming back, like trying to finish a puzzle when the most important pieces are missing. The case stays open and fear grows, because an unknown offender isn't just a threat to one victim. It becomes a threat to anyone walking alone at night. Chapter 4: The Discovery on Christmas Eve. Then December arrives, and with it, a message that destroys everything. On December 24th, 2016, almost half a year after she disappeared, the teenager is found dead. Christmas Eve is supposed to be a night of family, of warmth, of peace. But for this family, it becomes the day the last hope is taken away. Her body is discovered in a lake, far away from where she was last seen. And that discovery is brutal, not only because it's horrific, but because it makes permanent what had still been uncertain before. It's no longer the question, where is she? Now it becomes, who did this to her? Investigators confirm she was killed. The cause of death is listed as strangulation. And that means one thing is clear. This wasn't a tragic accident. This was a violent crime. And from that moment on, the story changes. It's no longer the search for a missing girl. It becomes the hunt for a killer. Chapter 5: A Case That Won't Let Go. A lot of true crime cases eventually fade from the headlines. This one doesn't, because there's something about it people can't shake. The crime feels planned, or at least determined. Someone had to take control of her quickly. Someone had to move her somewhere else. Someone had to take the risk of being seen. And still, for years, there's no suspect. Police keep working. They collect evidence. They analyze data. They check lead after lead. But the truth is, sometimes even huge investigations aren't enough when the one key clue is missing. And that's what makes this case so painful. The person responsible stays invisible. Public pressure grows. The questions get louder. How could this happen? Why were there no witnesses? Why did every lead seem to end nowhere? And then there's one topic that always hurts in cases like this: investigative mistakes. Because when a case stays unsolved for years, it isn't just an unsolved murder. It becomes an open wound for an entire country. Chapter 6: The Turn No One Expected. Then, years later, something happens that changes everything. In 2023, another girl disappears, only 13 years old. Again, a young person. Again, a normal day. And suddenly, everything stops. This time, police respond extremely fast. Large-scale search operations begin, and this time, they manage to find the girl alive. But what happens alongside that rescue may be the most decisive moment for the old case from 2016. There is a suspect, and as investigators take a closer look, a suspicion forms, like a dark shadow over everything. Could this man be connected to the unsolved murder from back then? Could the case that haunted the country for years finally have a direction? Chapter 7. Evidence that waited for years. Police reopen the old case. And this is where you see how much technology can change everything. Because evidence that may not have been strong enough in 2016 can be analyzed years later with new methods. DNA evidence becomes central. Investigators compare, they test, they search for matches. And then comes that moment every investigative team knows. The moment when a maybe turns into, this fits. A picture starts to form, not one that answers every question right away, but one strong enough to take to court. Chapter 8. The Trial and the Verdict. The suspect is charged, and in 2024, a verdict is reached. A Danish court sentences him to life in prison for the murder of the teenage girl from 2016. For many people, it feels like the end of a nightmare that lasted for years. For the family, it's at least a moment where they can say, there is a verdict. There is a legal decision. But, and this matters, a verdict doesn't automatically erase every open question, because the case remains complex in the public eye. Not only because so much time passed, but because people continue to discuss the investigation, the timeline, mistakes, and the long path it took to get here. And appeals or further legal steps can be part of cases like this, which means the case is considered solved in the first instance, but legally, it may still continue. Chapter 9. What remains when the headlines fade? True crime is often consumed like a story, beginning, middle, end, but real cases rarely have a perfect ending. What remains is a life that ended far too soon, a family that will never be the same again, and a society left asking how something like this could happen. And maybe that's the most haunting part of all. There isn't always one single moment where everything changes. Sometimes all it takes is one night, one walk home, one person meeting another at the wrong time, in the wrong place. And that's it. If you made it this far, leave a comment. If you want more stories like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. And now, as promised, the names come only at the very end. The victim was Emily Meng. Emily Meng was 17 years old and lived in Korsør, Denmark. She disappeared on July 10, 2016, and her body was found on December 24, 2016, in a lake near Regnemark, close to Borup. The man who was sentenced to life in prison in 2024 for her murder is Philip Patrick West.